Richard Edward Dietrich was born September 5, 1918 in Clark County, Indiana. Richard attended the local schools and Indiana University, where he received his BA degree in mathematics in 1939 and his MA degree in 1940. He accepted a position in the actuarial department of the Aetna Life Insurance Company in Hartford, Connecticut. In August of the same year, Richard was married to Miss Martha Ricks. While living in Hartford, Connecticut, Richard had his church membership transferred from the First Methodist Church in Bloomington to the First Methodist Church in Hartford. He attended the Sunday school and church services regularly. He was a devoted student of the Bible. Believing he could be of more service to his country, Richard enlisted in the Army as a volunteer officer candidate. In May 1942, he was inducted. In March 1944, he was given overseas duty and was located in England with the 319th Glider Field Artillery Battalion until the invasion of Normandy. On D-Day, June 6, 1944, Lieutenant Richard E. Dietrich was killed in a general glider crash at Saint-Mère-Église, France.
December 2nd, 1942. Dearest Martha, we have been here in Louisiana since Monday afternoon. I'm feeling fine and hope you are too. I was just thinking what a thrill it would be if you were to walk in the tent door just now. There is a wild rumor that we may get some leave for Christmas or New Year's. It will be wonderful to see you again, honey bunny. Your loving and faithful husband, Richard. October 27th, 1943. Dear Mom, Dad, and all, just a few lines to let you know I am okay and hope you are too. I just got back in the field from an overnight problem today. Tomorrow we go out for 3 weeks, and after that we leave on maneuvers. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Love, Richard. 2nd March, 1944. Dear Irene and Kenneth, I was awfully glad to get your letter today. I do hope Kenneth's cold gets better. Kenneth, I was sure glad to visit with you. You can ride my horse all you want, Kenneth. Kenneth, I will make a bargain with you. I will pay you 10 cents for each book in the Bible you read. You can earn $6.90 that way, since there are 69 books in the Bible. Be sure to take care of yourselves. I leave here Monday, I believe. I will go to a staging area for 2 to 7 days, and then on to the boat. I think it may be England. Must close now. He maketh wars to cease until the ends of the earth. With love, Richard. 24 March 1944, Dear Mom, Dad, and Dorothy, I find England quite attractive. The farmland is extremely well kept, and the pastures look like they are part of a park. The livestock looks especially good. Be sure to take care of yourselves. Don't try to do too much, Mom, or you either, Dad. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? With love, Richard. 13 April 1944. Dear Mom, Dad, and Dorothy, I see the English working on the ground a lot. It makes me think of when I used to. Have you gotten the grape arbor set out yet? I would like to see it. Is Jane continuing to improve? I wish I had her to play with just now, but I guess it spoils a dog to play with them too much. How are Kenneth and Irene now? I would like to see the little Dickens. Be sure that he gets down on the farm next summer if you can help it. I must close now. I hope I shall be worthy of our family, Mom. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Love, Richard. 2nd June, 1944. Dear Mom, Dad, and Dorothy and Julia, I hope you keep as well as you have been, Mom. Dad, I found an old picture of you the other day. Kathleen had taken it when you were mowing. I got a big kick out of it. I was glad to hear about Jane and the trip down home. I think she will make a good hunting dog. I am sorry I couldn't see Philip. I sure did enjoy the visit with Bill. Maybe I can see Philip later. Must close now. Did Kenneth ever take me up on reading the Bible for 10 cents each book? Whosoever liveth and believeth on me shall never die. With love, Richard.
February 23, 1945, Finney General Hospital, Thomasville, Georgia. Dear Mrs. Dietrich, This will be a hard letter to write, but I feel sure that in your position you had rather know the truth. First, let me say that there was a Lieutenant Dietrich from one of our glider field artillery battalions that was a passenger with me on the mission to Normandy. We met on an airfield in England late during the night of June 5, 1944, and took off shortly after midnight. There was a large formation of gliders and tow planes. We were among the first wave of gliders to hit the coast of France. On the trip, Lieutenant Dietrich was very calm and comforting. He was the only one in the glider that had the forethought to bring along cotton to put in our ears to lessen the noise and fright that would be caused by enemy flak and anti-aircraft fire. We passed over the coast of France about 4 a.m. on the morning of June 6th and went through intense enemy fire. Our glider was riddled, but no one was hit. A few moments later, the glider pilot decided it best to cut loose from the tow plane. It was dark, we were in the midst of the enemy and 6 miles from our objective. Our landing was poor and there was no field to come in on, so we crashed into several trees. There was a Jeep trailer completely loaded with equipment in the glider, so when we crashed, this trailer broke loose and everyone was rather badly broken up. Lieutenant Dietrich, who sat opposite from me in the glider, apparently got the worst jolt and his left leg was severed at the knee. He was never completely conscious after the crash and suffered no pain. A few minutes after we crashed, a parachute chaplain, 2 parachute medical aid men, and several parachute infantrymen came to our rescue. Lieutenant Dietrich, being the most seriously injured, was the first to be removed from the glider. The aid men had 1 bottle of plasma, which they gave him, and made things as easy for him as possible, but they were just enlisted aid men, not doctors, and were without supplies, so there was little that could be done. The men made reports to me on short intervals on the condition of the other soldiers, and about an hour after the crash, they reported that Lieutenant Dietrich had died without regaining consciousness. The other members of the glider had been moved to a French barn a short distance away and were killed by a German tank. So far as I know, I'm the only one from our glider still alive. Sincerely, Captain O.C. McLean, Jr.,